lot of different food out there, and a lot of different restaurants. But what makes that restaurant special and unique is why people go out there, right? So it's
For those that got, because I know a lot of people are doing their own mixes now, seasonings and fish meat mixing. How's one chosen to get on the store shelf?
kind of when we put our seal of approval on it. More and more people like it. We get behind it, and we try to do get a successful product launch. And
Hello, we're back again at All Our Production, where we seek knowledge and share knowledge. Today we have with us the culinary specialist for Gordon Food, Mr. Bill Pilgrim. He's not only a regional manager for Gordon Food, but he's an extraordinary chef. He worked with our kids during our culinary camp, and he's always one of the crowd favorites at our food and wine event. Bill, explain your position and tell me what you do.
Yeah, so my official title is a culinary specialist for Gordon Food Service. So a lot of times people don't know what that is, so I just say, well, sort of like a regional chef for Gordon. So I work with our sales, I work with customers on menu development and some training on food-approved products, how to use them. So if we have a new product that we're rolling out, some different applications for that. And it's great. I get to work with a lot of talented chefs around Milwaukee, Chicago area, and Illinois. So a lifelong learning job that I have. So every day is different, and I work with a lot of great people at our company, and again, a lot of very, very talented chefs. So everything I know, I try to pick up every day.
Now, they just didn't choose you because they won't choose me for a position like that, because you got to have some experience behind it, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you?
So, I've I don't know. I was out in Arizona, and I thought I wanted to go to school for physical therapy, and so I said, I've always been in the restaurant business, and started way back when as a dishwasher at the Weisgerber's Gast House, and worked for the Country Inn and Milwaukee Marriott, and so I've always kind of been in the food business. So it was kind of it made sense, that transition to stay out and be in this industry, and found that it can be. It's challenging. It's not super glamorous. They make it out to be super glamorous in a lot of the cooking shows, but over the years, chefs gotten a lot more respect and more of a professional career. So that's kind of what I wanted to pursue, and found a resort in Scottsdale that took a chance on me, and I just wanted to learn. And I bought all the books from the Culinary Institute of America, and had a CIA trained chef was willing to spend some time with me, and really learned and got to know a little bit about cooking. But every day, I just scratch the surface really of what there is to know, because people are out there creating different techniques and ways to do things every day. So, and that's why I love my job, because I get to go out and I get to work with those people. But I made the transition away from being a chef, and then I lived in Fort Wayne, and took a had a friend that wanted me, told me that, you should think about going into food sales. And I went in, and she told me about Gordon Food Service, family-owned company, and started with them in sales. Actually, next week, or actually Friday, will be 20 years with Gordon Food Service for me. So started in sales. I was in sales leadership. I was center of the plate person for our company. And then they did a little bit of a marketing restructure, and they basically created this culinary specialist position, and I was like, wow, that seems like a job that was created for me,
Mm-hmm.
And so we have culinary specialists. I don't even know how many we're up to, 35, 36 in the U.S., Canada, maybe even more than that. But and so a lot of different people that I get to work with that have various experience through through their careers, and just very, very talented people.
So, as a culinary specialist, do you test a lot of products, or before you put it out, or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, we have different departments that kind of go through recipes and products. So we just rolled out a line of wing sauces that I think are incredible, and that was some testing that was done. Excuse me, with another department and some other people in the company, and then but they always bring that stuff back to the culinary specialist and go, well, no, what do you guys think? And we kind of, when we put our seal of approval on it, more and more people like it, and we get behind it, and we try to do get a successful product launch and getting it out to people, because there's a lot of great products that have been launched, and a lot of people didn't know about them, and they didn't work with them prior to that. So there was there's been some successful and unsuccessful launches because of that. But
So you basically educate the chef and your patrons or customers about the product.
sure,
Educate them on how you can use it and
yeah.
where to use it and
Yeah, and
when to use it.
And hey, this is a great sauce, but don't think about it just as wing sauce, as an ingredient in another dish, and it can replace this and this item, so you don't have to have so many products in house, and you can be a little bit more profitable. The other thing is, we're out there in the street and we see different things. So we see different products out there. We go to the National Restaurant Show, and people are showing their products, and we find something that, hey, this is good. I think I like this, and maybe we don't bring it into our DC, but we have it available to our customers. So through our EPO, extend product offering, where it's basically a drop ship program that our customers are getting it direct from the manufacturer, and they're ordering, it might be a smoked basmati rice, or what have you, or some bar garnishes, dried fruit or something like that. So kind of unique items that don't have a whole lot of movement, but they're really good, and they're really unique. And that's, at the end of the day, that's my job, is to try to help customers differentiate themselves, because you have a lot of different you got a lot of different food out there, and a lot of different restaurants. But what makes that restaurant special and unique is why people go out there, right? So it's how you feel, what their brand is all about. And if they have a dish, I always ask people, what's that one or two dishes that you have on your menu that are unique to your brand, they fit your brand, and I can't get them anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to what the customer says after you ask them that. Some of them can tell you right away. Some of them are like, I started in this industry and I had that, but then I tried to be this and this, and I tried to be everything to everyone else. And part of my job, I feel, is to help them get back on track and refocus and try to find out what their purpose
Okay.
in their business is.
I know there's in a lot of stable household, you have a lot of more stable seasonings that's in the household. You have like a Lori seasoning salt, an A1 steakhouse that's been in a house for years. I can't remember our house without those. I call it the staple products, but there's always development of other products that's out there. There's because Lori seasoning salt is nothing but a rub, right?
Yeah. It's a seasoning salt.
It's a seasoning salt,
and I grew up on it too. That was the one thing. My dad, when he was cooking on the grill, didn't put a whole lot of stuff on there, but Lowry seasoning salt was always that one flavor that I could pick out. And it's in Chex Mix, so we all grew up.
Right. So what we did, our parents had educated us on this stuff because it was always in the house. But your idea, your thing is to, just for the people to understand, is to educate people on other things that they can use. Actually, also, you try to make the chef unique in order to because uniqueness sells sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same old sells, but sometimes that uniqueness, that difference, like you said, sells. And I can understand what you are talking about there. When how do you choose? How do one choose? Since you're in the business, how do a store for those that got? Because I know a lot of people are doing their own mixes now, seasonings and fish meat mixing. How's one chosen to get on the store shelf?
Well, let me back up one second because you brought up Lowry seasoning salt. So I want to just, you're always finding different things that differentiate yourself and things that other people use and have in their pantry. One of the most recent ones with Mediterranean is one of the things that are very hot and on trend. Mediterranean food's been around forever, right? But we're rediscovering different areas of the Mediterranean and different sauces. One of my new favorite condiments is pomegranate molasses. So if you have never had pomegranate molasses, get yourself some, and it works well in a lot of different things. And you can cocktails with it, and you can make a lot of great dishes with pomegranate molasses.
Can you do one or two dishes for that in the future for us?
Sure.
With the pomegranate molasses?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We want to teach the public some of the things you can do with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So getting something on a shelf at we have our Gordon Food Service stores. It's open to the public, and that's driven a lot by what consumers are looking for. So there's a lot of research behind the scenes being done from ourselves and our manufacturers to understand what is the consumer looking for, what do they want, and but then there's also some regional items that I think of. First thing that comes to mind is we don't carry everything at all the stores. So we have Italian beef. We have probably 4 or 5 different types of Italian beef at our stores. Well, we're in Chicago. It's really hot in Chicago, and there's different people that manufacture that product, and there's some regional tastes that hey, maybe not Fonini's good, but maybe somebody else prefers Papa Charlie's or one of these other brands, and so there's some things that are, I think, left up to the store from a regional level, but they have to meet certain criteria. We have to make sure that obviously it's FDA approved, in a facility that we go out and we inspect some of the facilities, some of the products that we bring in. We have people that go overseas and look at, if we have products that are being manufactured overseas, we've got inspectors out there on the ground looking at that. We've got inspectors out in California and when we get products that are coming in from Marcon, which is the produce buying co-op, and basically, selecting fields and saying, this is what we want. And here's the field that we're looking at, and we want everything, not these rows, not these 10 rows over here. Start, 50 feet in or 50, 100 yards in, whatever that may be.
So I'm going to ask you this. In the 70s, I shake and bake. Shake and bake.
Yeah.
How can reframe the question. How can a small Joe Smo, they got a new chicken seasoning that everybody tastes, of all the people he served, probably served 100 people so far, and everybody just love this seasoning that he put on chicken, or this coating that he put on chicken. What are the steps that person can take?
I think a lot of it is, you have to build a demand for things first. I look at some seasonings and some things that were created, and I kind of, scratch my head and I go, I could have came up with that. I could have came up with shake and bake.
Right.
I could have made millions of dollars. And you've been talking to me about, my life on a yacht or something. But
right.
I think, the first step is, some of the smaller operations is create that demand so that when you go out and, say you go to, Gordon Food Service or somebody to, a store, try to get your product out there in front of people. Mm-hmm. So People love to shop online, and they don't mind paying an extra charge for it. They know that, hey, it's going to cost me $4 or $5 to ship something, as long as it's a dry ingredient. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult if you have something that's fresh or frozen, because shipping gets a little bit more expensive and challenging. So yeah, if you kind of create that demand and create a market, whether and I think through an online process is probably the easiest way to do something like that. Otherwise, get out there and knock on doors and ask the question. Get in contact with some of our people up in Grand Rapids, or if it starts at the store level. So there's a lot of things that are regional. So our stores have a little bit of flexibility, I think, to get some things direct to the store, but there's some parameters that that person would have to meet before they could get something stocked on our shelf.
Okay, we talked about that. You're involved with ACF, or the American Culinary Federation.
Sure.
What is that, and what is your involvement with it?
So I got involved in the American Culinary Federation when I was out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and again, just a networking opportunity to meet chefs and some great chefs out there, and that come to these meetings. And the other thing is doing some charity events. So we get involved in the community, and it's kind of you feel good. You have a little bit of a sense of purpose, and then hopefully at the end of the day, because they're about certification and accreditation, so being able to provide a younger chef moving through the ranks with some knowledge and some guidance, and to have somebody that they can rely on, and not try to do it themselves. Because at the end of the day, not a lot, there's schools not for everybody, and they provide kind of an on-the-job training with a little bit of guidance, where you can read the books, test out, and then you can have other people show you how you can do competition and certification. But I think it just gives you a nice sense of knowledge, and what people had to go through to get that certification.
Bill, I see you, like with a lot of other chefs, that just got a compassion for cooking, and you got to have that in order to reach your level. And there's a lot of things that people are doing. Like, you're interesting because you use your skills in order to get in like another position. It was just not in the restaurant cooking every day, 7 days a week for patrons, but you went out there to test products, sell products. I just want to tell people that, or you can further elaborate on it, how many different things you can do once you develop this skill. Like as far as a TV show, you can do what the the things you're doing. Go.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you pick up, working in the kitchen, teamwork, just some of those soft skills, working with other people, leadership. Once you make it to a position of some authority in the brigade system, you're a sous chef or a chef. Now you've got people under you looking up to you. So I think that goes a long way. So if you decide to leave that, think about those skills that you learned along the way. I can't think of a more stressful place to work than some of these restaurants on a Friday, Saturday night, and running out of product, and you got people yelling at you, screaming at you, and it's great. It's got the people that are in it, I do too. I love that thriving off. I was in the military too, so I was in the Marines. So it's a kind of this camaraderie that you enjoy being in that. And at the end of the day, it's about hospitality, and I think we all enjoy making dishes and making people feel good. Somebody that says, "Wow, that was really great," and we came in here for our anniversary or birthday, and you just made it extra special. And that's what we do.
It's therapy, and I see that the gratification that y'all get when people enjoy it. My wife's a chef.
Right.
it's just a gratification. And it's like when you say people are satisfied, like you are the vocal point of the celebration.
Yeah.
When that food is good, it's like everything else go bad, but that food was so good.
Yeah.
You know. So
I mean, I do schools, hospitals, healthcare, so people that are in assisted living, and it's like that's what they look forward to. They're looking forward to those meals, 3 meals a day, and that's a big part of their life. So you got to make it extra special, and it's just not putting food out. This food is medicine, and make it look good, appear. Its appearance is just as important as how it tastes, but it's got to taste good.
And every year, Chef Lisa Kay does a camp, the ACF and the Culinary Education Program pair up to do a camp for kids. Tell me about that.
That's great. I mean, your job has to have some meaning to it, and I think Lisa, I love coming out and with her and her the chefs that she has come out here, and not only chefs, just people that enjoy food and take a little time out for some of the kids. And if I can help and show a kid, and this is what I do. These are some of the careers that are involved too. And there's food science. There's a lot of different, on the manufacturing level. There's a restaurant. There's healthcare, hospitals. Chefs. There's some great chefs all over the place doing, and then in sales too. Being in sales where you're out working with customers, and you got a pretty decent professional job where you can wear a suit and tie to work, and you're helping businesses be profitable and grow and be a part of that. So it's very rewarding, but that background knowledge of food is so important. Just like a construction, if you go into construction sales or home builder, but you started off as a laborer, hauling bricks or hauling lumber, you learn the job from the inside out. Just makes you a better operator. And if you want to go along the lines of being a successful restaurateur, that's another area.
Right. So, Bill, we're gonna take you up on that dish you made, because 2021 you made a lettuce wrap. And what was that?
Yeah. So that was like kind of a Korean lettuce wrap. So just a lot of different versions. You like food and you want to eat.
Let me just say something. That was the crowd favorite out of I think 12 different chefs.
Yeah.
That year, that was the crowd favorite, that little lettuce wrap. I didn't think it would be.
Yeah.
We had smoked meats, we had shrimp and grits, we had all kind of stuff, and everybody loved that lettuce wrap. And explain them now. I'm not interrupting you.
So I didn't have the opportunity to taste this out in California. We go out and we work with some chefs at the CIA out in California and Greystone, and they have it's called the World of Flavors. So one year, Bill Barker, who was one of my colleagues, and he decided he wanted to do this dish that he had at World of Flavors for a dish at one of our food shows for kind of a demo. And I said it was a burrito. So we had it in a burrito. I did it as a lettuce wrap, which is a little bit more traditional. But when he was out there, he had it as a burrito, and it was amazing. It was like had a lot of different sauces going throughout it. Everything that was in it had kimchi and just a lot of goodness. It's like one of those things that. It's a very craveable. That'd be one of those sandwiches or wraps or that. It's different. It's a differentiator.
Okay, audience. We're about ready to wrap it up, but Bill's going to go in the kitchen, and he's going to make this lettuce wrap. He's going to show you how to make it, and we're going to use that pomegranate.
Not in that one, but
not in that one.
Yeah,
but the pomegranate is for the. What was it for? What were you going to use it on?
So you can do that on just about anything.
No, but you're going to make two dishes. I want one with the pomegranate And I want one with the lettuce wrap. So you said you can use that pomegranate for that sauce for barbecue for chicken wings or something?
For like a we'll do a sauce, a nice sauce with that. We'll make a kind of more of a Mediterranean dish, Moroccan dish, and it'll be great. Or I can do that one, or there's actually the cauliflower. There's a cauliflower dish that cauliflower is really hot. So how about a better representation of a utilization for that would be a grilled cauliflower steak.
Well, whatever you want to do, we going up to the kitchen. You're going to do it,
right?
And audience, you had the pleasure to follow. Look at Bill make this dish, and with that, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in to All Our Production, where we seek knowledge and share knowledge. Thank you, Chef Bill.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here, but we're going to go up in the kitchen. We're not finished yet. We're just going to go up in the kitchen. But I want you to like and subscribe to All Our Productions. We would appreciate it if you do. And we have the pleasure, again, to look at Bill make this dish. Thank you, ladies.
Okay. We're at onions, sugar, and water. Shaved parts of mayonnaise and sriracha. Grab the right size. My wife always yells at me. Take this through a blender or an immersion blender. I like to use fish sauce. So I do the double recipe, so it's 2 ounces, so that's 4 ounces of soy sauce. Okay. And then 2 ounces of rice wine vinegar. With some Marin's Japanese cooking wine. Sweet, gonna add a little bit more sweet element to the dish. And then we have miso, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't bring the miso. Miso's gonna add a little salt element to it, so what I did is I made a paste. It's a fermented bean paste, with this taste, right? So that comes a lot from mushroom powder, Parmesan, and tomato. It's a tomato powder. So I have a little bit of porcini powder in here, some basically mushroom powder. And then I'm going to put a little cayenne because I know it's going to need some. But and then we can always add and taste, right? Once we're done, we'll throw a little, make sure some people don't like cilantro. I love it. It doesn't go in this. At least I don't want that. Sometimes I do these and they look too good.
You like anything?